That one's me.
What
I get that reference.
What?
Just give me a bump. Hi, Dave. Hi, T.
Hi, Dave.
Can I build up momentum now?
Yes.
What's up, everybody? It's me, True Star Screamer, and it is Thursday. And you know what that means? That means it's time for a couple grown man children to sit here and talk about plastic men. Wait, that still doesn't sound right, no matter how I say it. It's time for the Figure Action Podcast. That's right. It's me, True Star Screamer, and I am joined by the ever-esteemed Junkie on Crafts and Builds. And
Hello.
with us, not in face, but in spirit, because frankly, I hear the man is quite comfortable right now. And if he showed us how comfortable it was, it would demotivate all of us. So for your protection, I had T-Man censor himself from showing how relaxed he is, but the one and only T-Man 978.
Hello, everyone.
It has definitely been some very interesting days in not only in the geek world, but also the movie world. Probably all read this morning, Gene Hackman passing, one of my favorite actors from back in the day. Of course, being Lex Luthor, The Quick and the Dead, Unforgiven, The Poseidon Adventure. But we've got, why am I blanking on her name? The actress who played Dawn from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yes, I can never pronounce her last name. But I think one of the big ones is the fact, I know it's weird to start on, but actually Robert Orci, who, especially for us being Transformer fans, really brought a lot of stuff to the table, from the Transformers movies to Transformers Prime. I mean, the man brought us Hercules and Xena. Okay, look at his IMDb, Fringe. So,
Wasn't he part of the Star Trek reboot?
absolutely, he wrote the first two, and then when the third movie came out, that's when he split with Kurtzman for writing movies. That's why there was definitely a vibe change on those. Good call. But I just want to take a second to acknowledge these passings, because there's actually some very big people in the nerd fandom. But speaking of even more important people in the nerd fandom, we've got Toy Mafia in the chat. Here, as always, paying homage to those who are no longer with us. Winston, it has been too long since we've seen you out there. Please hit that like button just for Winston.
Brother Winston.
Aquatechy, salute to you, sir, and to the rest of the chat. Hail to the Titan, because that man is everywhere. Mariano, I hope you are doing well, sir.
What's for dinner?
Good evening, sir. I am not going to even go near that particular comment.
He's got that voice.
Venom, always with my favorite avatars. Magnus Prime. T-Man, you're going to be doing some AMSR videos for us soon? Well, my brain feels better. Figure Fight Club, congratulations for hitting 1,000 subs, by the way. That means, guys, he is going to be doing his huge giveaway on his channel. You can always catch me completely crashing his party on Tuesdays, and he's got some great guests lined up for this Friday. I can't remember off the top of my head, even though it should be, but seriously, Friday nights, if you're not checking out Figure Fight Club, it's a great show. And of course, check on Tuesdays, just because yours truly goes by and totally brings down the show. And our good friend, Effortlessly Random.
What's up, Effortlessly?
And of course, yes, thank you.
Wait, did you say he hit 1,000 subs?
He hit 1,000 subs last night.
Congratulations.
Yes. Congratulations.
And Titan will be talking about that. Don't worry. But now we've caught up with some of the people here. And of course, thank you to everybody in the replay squad.
Class would go to the school library every Friday.
Sorry.
What?
It's background. As you were saying.
I say he is so relaxed. He's bringing in outside talent to interrupt me now. completely going on something on there.
I hit my PlayStation controller and the YouTube started playing.
Gotcha. Thank you so much to the Replay Squad. We appreciate every one of you. And of course, as always, all your chats are super chats for us. But if you still want to send me money, I'll my PayPal later. Anyway, let's talk about acquisitions. Let's talk about things that we've purchased out. Mike, I need you to do something for me.
What am I doing? Trying to find the assets? I'm on my phone, bro. So hold on.
Dang it, did someone take my... Oh, here's what I need you to do.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got.
Ah, you got me. All right. Well, since I literally walked in, yeah, I can show you what I just unboxed. So, all right. Oh, jeez. Hi, everyone. So I'm on the phone again.
Camera.
Just walked in. So, picked up some stuff and just had to grab it before getting home here this evening. So, from Chosen Prime, I finally got my Air Eagle in.
Oh,
So I have to play with that. I'm very excited for that. Let's see. Pile of loot stuff. Something that T-Man's totally not going to be into, but I'm curious about it, is I got Vampirella in. So this is the third figure I picked up from Frazetta Girls Icon Collectibles. So I'm very curious to see what improvements we have from Tigra to her.
if she could do that pose, I would really like that figure.
If only she could do that pose, but unfortunately those knees are not going to do it. So
I've heard that before.
Venom Bite, you got Trigger in from BBTS? Well, buddy, you got your Trigger, and I'll up you with another Night Op Senshi from BBTS. Like these guys, fleshed them out, and I took the Sam Falcon head off of that Deluxe cap buck, and it looks absolutely awesome on this body. So very happy for that. And of course picked up another recon gear pack because can't have enough weapons. What do we close out with, folks? Let's see. For this coming winter, and I actually wanted this one the most out of the Santas that I picked up, but I got my Sarge Santa in. So it's the green camo. And then I forgot I had ordered the little accessory pack reissue, so I got that in. It's got a little soft goods Santa sack and an extra head, so that's kind of cool. Last thing that I picked up off of Amazon, just because I needed something for some of my Monster Force Forgotten King. I got some water effects, which are going to become smoke effects or magic effects for some of the stuff that I do back here. So, Venom, you got it too? Yeah, dude. I mean, I like them. They're big and chunky. He's not going to be a ninja with it, but he has enough articulation, at least from the other Santas that I picked up, that I'm going to like him. So that's about it for now, but stay tuned because I'll be picking up some more stuff probably on Saturday, but we'll talk about that. Hey, T, why don't you use your words and describe what you picked up this week?
I will do that. And I can still. Hi, my week was. It was a week. Saturday, I should be in New York for the Toyfair, and I hopefully will see some of the things that people are talking about. I don't know how. I've never been to a Toyfair, so yeah, I've only have an appointment for one distributor up there, Blockies. Anybody else? I don't know. So hopefully you could just walk around, even if I'm not talking to the Marvel Legends team or something like that.
Yeah.
But outside of that, the Titan, I get that joke you made. It's a double joke about my voice, and all black guys are supposed to be a bass player automatically. But let's see. Only thing I picked up was this thing. It is like a emulator handheld called the R36S. I got it off of AliExpress for 20 something bucks. And it
Nice.
has several game systems emulators on there. All the way up to it's 3DS, Genesis, Dreamcast, Game Gear, Neo Geo,
Ooh.
ESP. And it has several like arcade units on there. Like
Can you play against someone if someone had the same thing?
I don't know. I know you can connect the controller to it,
Oh,
but they do have Turtles arcade game on here, like the actual arcade, and several other arcade games like The Simpsons and other stuff was already on here. Matt bought it first. One of the games he had, they don't have on here, but he's setting up a memory card for me so I can hopefully play that. A game that was on PSP called Mega Man Powered Up. It was only on disc in United States, like limited. And then when they made it digital, they never offered that in America. So I was never able to play that since I skipped the disc. But outside of that, that's all I got going on.
Akuteki and I both want to know: are you going to be doing any live streaming when you're up at the toy show this weekend?
If it doesn't look like crap, probably. But I think I have to read the papers again. I think Blockies want me to do that for like 8 minutes, showing off their booth or something like that. I think that's required.
Oh.
All right. Do you know if there's? I mean, I'm assuming there will be, but do you know if are there any other creatives that are going to be there that you might run into this weekend?
I'm pretty sure. Well, I know Sony's going to be there from TM Reviews because he's up there for Blockies as well. Blockies helped him get in there, and I'm pretty sure somebody like D Amazing might be walking around since he's in New York.
True. Cool.
True. Very cool. Very cool.
Well, a bunch of people might be there. Some of them might know me, and I'll be like, "Oh, you."
You're gonna have to, again, we'll be talking about this. We will absolutely be talking about this. Don't worry. I need to pick up one of these Blockies. They look very cool. Every time, everyone I've seen looks, especially the higher end ones, they look better than they should be.
Yeah, and they're branching out, so that's what we're going to be seeing. They're getting other properties besides Transformers. I saw they have some Pokemon Blockies that do not look like the Blocky things. They just look like regular action figures. But those aren't going to be released in America because they don't have the license in America.
Oh, that sucks. Well,
but they look better than whoever's making us toys that are in Target right now.
So you'd have to order those directly from their site or some other
probably a third party
foreign website to get it. Okay,
more than likely.
All right.
How are you, Dave?
Well, apparently you could be ordering from AliExpress. By the way.
Oh yeah, you can because they're on there.
So I'm doing pretty well. Let me hit that big thing. I got stuff. I got a whole lot of stuff. I'm not gonna go through everything I picked up from BBTS, but I did get a BBTS shipment. But probably the only thing really worth mentioning that came in from them is I did get both my Night Ops Senshi finally, and just because he'd been sitting in my pile of loot, the Punisher War Journal 2-pack, which I got that, and the rest of the Secret Wars figures, which I'm honestly saying after this, I think my Marvel Legends collection might finally be tapering off, just because I feel like I've got everything I need. It's kind of weird to say. So we'll see how that goes.
I think you need a Spider-Man.
You
need a Spider-Man.
For $50.
We're Spider-Man.
And a $60 Venom.
If they only made Spider-Man.
I'm passing on the $60 Venom. But I then found out in my town, well, not quite my town. I live in Winston-Salem, but over in Greensboro, where I work, I found a game store, which in itself is okay. But in that game store, they actually brick and mortar Mythic Legions. And
No.
I've got a bunch of these guys on pre-order from Hella Dope. You know, I've got the Grim Reaper. Their names. I'm horrible with these names, but I got that guy. I got that guy. I got a lot of the monsters coming in, but I didn't get any of the knights, and some of them were sold out.
How were the prices?
They were just they're price control like Mythic Legions, so they were fine. There wasn't like comic book tax on them. Let's put it that way.
So they were $50.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Or maybe like $52. Nothing too horrible. When factoring, if I order them online, you have to pay shipping. It even. So I got the knights, and I'm not because I heard Dorklayer was saying that Sir Aldrich was apparently supposed to be the sleeper of them, so I'm really excited for that. I got the Templar, and I love the fact how all these guys have skull masks in them, so that's pretty neat. Toss those over there. I also got from Store Horseman a couple Barbarian builders. I got 2 of those and another Vampiric one. But also at that store, they had this guy. They had Kragnar, which I can't find this guy anywhere online. So
yeah, he was one of those that sat for a while, then all of a sudden he disappeared. So that's good that you found him.
Yeah, and it got $75. That was fine. That was absolutely fine for that.
I picked up the combo set with the head packs, so I'll have that body finally.
Well, it's not just the body though, but the fact that this one has the 4 arms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nobody else. The other ones didn't have they got a green one that's using that body, but it didn't have the 4 arms. So
that's that's the Scourge. That's the Whiplash homage.
Yeah. So
you gotta watch out for the legs.
So I will keep an eye on that. I'm gonna say with the Cosmics, I have found that's had more QC issues. Unless the legs are also like the Minotaur legs, which I heard there was problems with those, but I didn't get any. I don't have that.
It's their legs now have mostly been fixed for the larger bucks, but they're kind of getting more of a standard ball peg. But I think what Abby was saying is like when you start messing with the hips and move them around, that they could potentially be a factor.
Gotcha.
So
my QC issue with the Cosmics is I bought one of those hand packs and like several of them cracked at the wrist. And I'm like,
well, you got those small female hands, those two-pointed hands.
I'm like, good night.
But you know what's not going to break T? This cake. She got some cake.
Wait, who makes that?
This is Frazetta Girls.
Also, not executive replicas.
No. She still has some limited
So her leg won't just randomly fall out at the crotch.
No.
To quote Sir Isaac Newton, the greater the mass, the greater the attraction.
She can only get a 90 a little bit. So
my Cammy figure is getting jealous. But anyway, let us talk some toys here. So I'm going to throw this up there. I'm going to throw us up top here because whenever I put a highlight, a comment, it always ends up knocking somebody's face out. But wait, T-Man's not here. He's not showing himself today, so we're okay.
This announcement made me watch that episode.
So Hasbro has announced their SDCC convention exclusive, and that is the Dreadnoks Cold Slither set. And I honestly could not be more happy. This is, again, like I like to say, the perfect exclusive type of figure. Because If this was released in the masses, nobody would touch this. I mean, but this is one of those, if you like it, you're getting it. And people have been wanting it, and and if you don't get it, it's nothing essential. It always drives me nuts when exclusives have something essential. And this is it's awesome, to be honest.
That guitar is essential. Come on.
Exactly. Well, now it makes you wonder if they're going to do the Joe version, where Snake Eyes was running around like Boy George.
And in this episode, the female Joes were dressed up as groupies.
Mm-hmm. Venom, I think you're talking about when Deke took over, obviously, Metalhead, and I don't think I remember that one.
Oh yeah, they do have the metalhead hair.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna look at the I mean, the head sculpts look great, and I'm sure those glasses are probably are so much better than Buzzer's other glasses.
One hope.
Also, that would make a really cool alternative for Bone Crusher if you bought the Build-A-Figure.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is nuts that they made these accessories that you'll never see again.
Well, I wonder if that's an actual soft goods denim vest.
I doubt that. I think it's going to be more of that soft, pliable PVC. But if they would do soft goods, I mean, they've done it before with Mindbender.
True.
And the Twilight Guard, they did soft goods. In fact, that Twilight Guard cape is actually fairly well done.
Yes, I agree completely.
They should have more soft goods with them being G.I. Joe.
I do like that he's using the ball pegs torso.
Yes.
So you could actually get him into drummer poses. I'm totally not talking myself into this, but that is kind of cool that you could do that.
They are the most interesting. I mean, it's reused the main of the bodies across the four of them.
Which is fine.
Other than the head sculpt, which is good. It's again
the legs are different a little bit.
But yeah,
well,
I mean,
two of them have the same.
Two of them have the same legs, and then two have the other set of legs.
Is this Torch or Ripper? I can't remember.
Well, I think that's Torch.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Seth Rollins here with this, but oh yeah.
Pirate.
Oh wait, no, I'm lying. You were right. It was Ripper because that's Torch right there.
Yeah, that's Torch. Torch looks great. But you see, he's using the clicking torso right there, which is again fine. I love these gauntlets that he's got here. Hopefully, is that I think those are the ones that were on Big Boa. And Zartan looks awesome.
In the side-by-side shot, even though they had similar bodies, the two on the end, they're different heights. It looks like.
It might be because of the boot. It might be the boot choices, I think. Yeah, no, this waist is higher. Yeah, Zartan and Buzzer, their waists are on the same, and looks like Torch's waist looks a little higher, but
on the show, Cobra Commander paid Zartan $1 million for them to do this, and then the Dreadnoks was asking, "How much did this geek pay?" And he was like, $5 an hour, and they was all excited. But I think that was more than minimum wage in the 80s.
Well, it has been proven that Cobra paid above minimum wage, gave health benefits.
Oh yeah, in that same episode, all the troopers were applying for unemployment.
Yeah. I don't know if Buzzer's going to get a stool to sit on, but
I imagine he would.
But again, like I said, this is going to sound weird, but if you've collected other previous exclusives from Hasbro, you know what I'm really excited for? And that's the packaging. I mean, I know the Crimson Twin set didn't go as big as it should have been, but oh my god, that packaging was so awesome that they were in.
It was heavy too.
It was a heavy stock box. It had the magnetic clasp to it. This is going to be packaged epically. I'm jealous of those people who are buying it. It probably will be available on Pulse. I don't see it as a.
You know what they should do that would be really cool
What?
is with every package there was a code to download the Cold Slither song to put on your device.
It might be a QR code so you can watch it on YouTube.
Possibly. That would be smart to do.
The packaging I would like is if they're in a pose on a stage and you open up the box and it looks like they're on the stage performing.
Well, it's kind of like way back when they had that Marvel Knights pack with the Netflix characters in it, how they were all in a subway car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, this is exactly the type of thing I think exclusive should be. Something stupid, something fun, that's great to have, but I will not be crying my eyes out that I'm not going to get my man-child eyes out. So, well done, G.I. Joe team.
I'm going to be one that when I see other people with it.
Probably. Now, this is the part to ready your wallets for, kids. I loved Mask back in the day. I loved the toys. I thought the cartoon was pretty cool. It still has one of the best theme songs ever done by Saban and Levy. And if you really want to have some fun, there's a YouTube channel called Frog Leap Studios where a guy does like metal covers of stuff. Frog Leap Studios, he does the best version of the Mask theme song. Just gotta say. Right now, all we've gotten are some digital renders, but my only thing is we're only getting one Venom character. I mean, it's Miles Mayhem, but we're getting him. The rest are, of course, our Team Mask.
For now.
These are, again, just digital renders. That you might see more stuff up at Toyfair.
Yeah, I hope they're there because this is definitely one of the places I want to go. I know people are interested.
And at least with the one villain, at least it's Miles Mayhem. I mean, it's the boss, so that's good.
I wonder if they're going to show the price of them.
I'm very curious on that. I mean, this is not going to be 1/12 scale, so these are not going. So,
yeah, $30 or $40 would be awesome.
If it's I would be happy with. I would pay $40 for it. What is also interesting, it looks like we're gonna get blast effects.
Yeah, that does look cool. Now, T, you handled some of their turtle figures. How was the plastic and all that? I mean, how did their toys feel in your hand?
The early stuff, not great. The more recent stuff was a little bit better.
Okay.
Actually, that Rainbow Bright was. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I've got the Donatello, and because it's like picked up for $10. Review on my channel. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, I forgot, David. You had some too. I apologize for that. I should have asked you.
That Donatello is the best one I messed with. The first ones were not that great. They didn't have it was like they were super close to being there as far as articulation, but they didn't have things like bicep swivel. And I'm like, come on.
Right.
But then later on they fixed that.
Now, to Venom Bite's question, technically, no, not in the cartoons. Were they in the same universes? However, when you got to who's the comic book?
IDW did an IDW did a multi Hasbro crossover with Mask, Visionaries,
G.I. Joe. Yep.
Exactly.
It was the Revolution, right?
Yes.
Revolution miniseries.
And then also in Transformers Prime, when Prime scanned to get that new big bulky mode in Beast Hunters, that was technically from a Mask vehicle. They actually call it the mobile mobile arsenal strike command system. And then they did make an exclusive G.I. Joe Matt Tracker figure
I have that somewhere.
back in the day. So there's a lot of ways you could play with it.
Yeah. And that
I
Matt
would
Tracker
not
was
be
based.
surprised, honestly, if somehow Mask appeared in Skybound.
Yeah, they
They
should be
probably
next.
will.
They will.
I would,
Now that Matt Tracker that you're talking about that they made, that was off the ID. That was based off the IDW miniseries, right?
no, that Matt Tracker came before then.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Yeah.
This is actually, I think Condor was the one every kid I went to elementary school had because it was small and inexpensive.
Yep, that was the very first one I picked up.
And then this is the one. Okay, guys, this is the one to place your bets on. How much is it going to cost? If this is
That
probably
could be
the most,
cheap.
I mean, the fact that they're doing the Rhino, I find that incredibly ambitious, and actually, that one's got me the most excited.
Do you remember the Fortnite truck? It was for the 3 3/4 inch figures they have. I think that was only $30.
True, but the Fortnite truck didn't have a deployable battle pod. It didn't have a battering ram. It didn't have the 2 smokestacks that turned down that turned into
I
laser
think it had
cannons.
lights and sounds.
Well, I'm just saying.
I would say if this was the most expensive thing at 80, because you also have a helicopter that's going to have articulated blades and stuff.
Don't suggest prices. We want low. Suggest low.
No, but we're seeing a variety right here. Okay, we got your Scout class right here. You got your Voyager class right here. You got your Leader class right here, and you got your Titan Supreme class right here. So,
well, how much were the turtle figures?
$18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Loyal Subjects is pretty decent with their stuff. Then they also have their anime figures. So,
yeah.
Don't you have a Loyal Subjects Chainsaw Man? D?
They didn't make it. I have the that was Jazzware's Total Anime.
Okay, but they didn't they also? I thought they also did a. You've got 2 Chainsaw Man figures.
One was Bandai.
Bandai America. That's what it was. Sorry, that was my mistake.
Yeah, both of those are like 6.5 inch scale.
Yeah.
These should be smaller than 3 3/4 inch, people.
Oh, absolutely. These are. Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking they won't be that expensive.
Well,
and with them being loyal subjects, they shouldn't. I would like to hope because that Raphael that comes with the motorcycle and all that was only $30, I think. Or was it 40?
No, it was 40. You had to find it on clearance for 30. So, but this is kind of exciting about this, and it's also part of it kind of feeds in that whole rumor of Hasbro getting out of certain productions, but now by licensing things out, that's going to be a difference.
This they should have been dead since they were scared. I guess they didn't want to make the gamble, but if somebody else wanted to do it.
So, speaking of, I forgot to put this one that's in the subject list, but I'm going to go ahead and go into here of properties coming back from of properties being licensed out by Hasbro. They have the first look of the Mighty Morphin Zords. And these look like, first of all, you got the Power Rangers themselves, which they're doing the quick change gimmick. And then,
which Lord knows why.
It's a throwback. I saw someone pointed out to me, though, that the Blade Blasters are painted, which if Hasbro had done it, they wouldn't have been. I'm like, okay.
No, my thing with them, they just came out with that like 2 times. Like you might still be able to go to somebody like Ross and find one of those on the shelf. The head flip gimmick.
Yeah. But this is the one I've been kind of more curious about, which is the Megazord, which does not help whoever did this picture here. Still did it wrong because they didn't flip out the shoulders. As opposed to the Voltron lion, I thought there'd be some kind of articulation with the saber-toothed tiger, or at least in the arms on the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I think I'm gonna be safe from this because I am a big Power Rangers Zord fan. So
Yeah, I was only barely watching the first series when that came out, so this doesn't have the appeal for me. Plus, I don't think it's really our demographic obviously isn't there. I think it's more towards younger kids who have no idea who Power Rangers are.
yeah, well, and again, I put on there. My wallet is very happy for this. I'm happy to see them again, but at the same time, I mean, I'm looking right now. I've got the Sola Chigoken version of this. I've got the Legacy version of it, and I can't remember and I got like a little mini version of it right over here. So I got 3 versions of the Megazord. I think I'll be okay passing on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These will be in Five Below.
And they may be up in New York this weekend, so T can really give us a lowdown of it.
Hey, how come you make crap? The question I'll ask is there a chance you will do some Lightning Collection style stuff?
Also moving along, Ken was put out there. Ryu was solicited this week on Big Bad Toy Store from Storm Collectibles, and they are definitely bringing it to Jada with this.
Well, tell the people again how you say his name.
Ryu?
Yes, it says it in the game.
Well, yeah.
It's not Ryu.
Who says Ryu?
A lot of people who they were saying it like that before it was actually ever pronounced in the game, and then they never gave up.
Well, that's because when I use him, every time you play me, you're gonna be hearing Ryu wins. Also, fun fact: this week or last week, I picked up the Marvel Capcom Versus collection from Walmart. They had it on special for $29. And on Wednesday, my daughter was kicking my ass in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I was beating her on Tuesday, and then she just decided to knuckle down, and it was a wonderful moment. I was very proud of her.
Muscle memory degrading.
And she was maining with Trombone, Sakura, and Spider-Man. But you got again, Alpha 3, the Alpha series definitely has a more anime aesthetic. I don't know if I needed toe joints on him, but I'm happy he has them.
These are only 30, right? Or they're 25?
$26, yeah.
Yeah.
That is nuts. That all the rules are just out the window now. I don't think there were rules with anime characters because they're like you just said. I had 2 Chainsaw Men. Both of them are on the shelf at the same time. It's nuts. Same scale.
Look how deep that ankle pivot is right there. By the way, I mean these are game accurate. Whoever was doing this posing knew exactly what they were doing. They got the right guy to do this.
They should.
Well, and then I mean this is that is well compared to the original Storm versions of them. This was like $80, and this figure over here is doing everything I wish this one could have done. So I'm actually really pissed off that I bought these.
Aren't they cheap? I thought they were like $50 at Toys R Us.
Okay,
when they first came out.
Yes, that was a very long time ago.
I like that Hadouken, the way it's shaped.
And also, he is coming with a stand. Not a heavy-duty stand, but he's still coming with a stand.
And doing the move I can't pronounce.
The Shoryuken?
No, the one where you spin around.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. So needless to say, I have absolutely pre-ordered on this. So, and this is exactly what Titan has it right here. Competition is always good for the customer, and this is cool. I mean, Jada brought it. Jada set the standard. Jada's already committed to the line, which is great. So these are not necessarily in competition, but now it's gonna be. This is gonna be for the collector who has, like, 4 versions of Optimus Prime, or 8 versions of Spider-Man, or me.
I'm about to sound like those Toy Biz people. This ain't replacing my soda figures.
Cool. I'm happy.
Soda had the Alpha designs. I actually
They
have
did.
the
And
the
the Street
Ken and Chun-Li and Cammy from that. I think those were the first figures I tried to branch out away from Transformers with. But these look good. And definitely for that price, that is nuts.
Mm-hmm. Good option. If you like the more anime styled
Exactly.
base.
Yeah, it's like they're giving you the same thing as those $35 SH Figure Arts, but even cheaper.
And it's gonna be. I think they're gonna be a little better on there, personally. So,
The material and the gi should be super soft.
we'll see when they come in. Mike, wake up.
Mike, wake up. Mike's in
talking
deep
about
thought about
dragon.
this. Oh, well, let's see. What do we got? Monday morning, I woke up to see this this post from the Four Horsemen saying the rise of Benathir. We'll say that. Basically, their dragon, their dream project, their whole thing that they talked about at G-Con. The Kickstarter, well, it's not a Kickstarter. The campaign for this is starting on the 7th of March. Now, I saw this dragon at Legion's Con, and they're going to have it on display this weekend again at ZoloCon. It is a beautiful piece of engineering, I'll say that much. Details, as Dave is showing you here, it is going to be $550 for this dragon.
For the base figure.
What's that?
For the base dragon.
For the base dragon, yeah. I mean, there is the potential for add-on items, which they talked about would include a pair of outstretched wings. There's a flame effect. There is potential for add-on figures. Legion's Con, they had a really cool display that had some very charred skeletons. So it's going to go for a month, and like I said, $550. There is no shipping cost yet, and then taxes will obviously apply whichever state you're at. So ideally, I think I looked at this. And Patrick Boyle gave a good breakdown if you want to do the payment options, which they would do like pay in 4 or something. And I think with the base and then 6% tax here, and then if we blanket say $50 for shipping, that breaks down to about $151 every 2 weeks to pay for this. Which is a good option. It's just I think a lot of people are talking in the community, and the first thing is, and I'm saying the community outside of the cabal, because the people in the cabal are automatically in for the most part. The main things you're talking about is the price itself and space, because this thing is big.
It is. I put a picture in our group of it, someone like on a coffee table, and the thing dominated it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's definitely going to take up. People were saying about the Dragonfly taking up space. That was 36 inches from nose to tip. This thing, if you outstretch it and add the flame effect, you're looking at approximately 6 feet. So,
How long do you think it's going to take from the close of campaign to getting to delivery?
all right. Well, they have an MOQ of 2,000 units they have to reach, which I don't think they're going to have a problem reaching. I don't know. I mean, what was the question? Of how many will you think they're going to sell by the end of the campaign?
No. Okay. They make their 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Campaign closes the first week of April.
Yep.
You've given them your money.
Yep.
When do you think that big ass box is going to show up on your deck?
A year and a half.
I would say, 18 months.
18 months.
I'd say 18 months now, because I think with the fluke of Necronomus taking 2 years, I think that's going to be gone. I mean, we're looking now at a year from the book 2 of that Cosmic Legions wave with the larger bucks. They just started showing some paint masters and articulated samples from that. So, but I mean, they also cranked out those skeletons like crazy. I mean, the 4-pack of skeletons are on the coast now, and those are starting to ship out. Those are originally supposed to be out in October of this year, and they got bumped up.
Got over a year to sell a bunch of stuff in your collection to make room.
Absolutely.
Or
you can buy floating shelves.
Wait, so you don't have to pay for it till it's released?
Oh no, you're paying.
No. This is direct. The only way you're going to get this is from the 4 Horsemen, and they are going to take the money right at the day of purchase.
Yeah, when you're mentioning I was like, when the paying for payment is 150 every 2 weeks, that's when I'll be sitting there like, what am I doing with my life?
You're paying for a very unique toy.
Now,
To say the least.
if they could do it though, with payments every month, that would be it right there.
Well,
Now, if you're waiting 18 months for a product.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if there's other payment plans. I'm just saying paying for it because that's what I'm used to seeing from things like Nerdzoic and Valaverse. But even then, if you get a big, like for me, I had a big order from Valaverse, and I was able to make, I think instead of 4 payments, I did like 6. And I think one of the Vanguards, I did it for like 12 payments, and it was like $18.
Well, the problem is Store Horseman does not take PayPal.
No.
PayPal actually had a pay in 4 months process. They pay by the month.
Oh, they do?
They did.
Well, Valaverse doesn't use PayPal; they use Shop.
Right. So Shop has to pay every 2 weeks. I'm just saying. The only reason I mentioned that when I've got tickets to take my daughter to see Baby Metal, those tickets cost way too damn much, but I was able to split it up into a couple months.
I think Valaverse does do paying for.
They do paying for 6 or 12 because, like I said, I paid off a Vanguard and I stretched it out for 12 payments and I just paid it early.
I think I ordered something from them and I used PayPal.
Now that could have been before they changed the website.
Yeah, it must have been.
So,
but then anyway, like stores like BBTS, you can use PayPal on there, but when you click PayPal, it don't give you any options. It doesn't say anything else. They just take the full amount.
Yep.
They don't even give you the option. And Hasbro Pulse used to have it, but it's the same thing.
Yeah. But, like I said, it's one of those things, like if you are that committed with it and you're that much into Legions and or fantasy, then this is your opportunity to get this large centerpiece type of toy. And there are those that I know that are buying multiples because you're going to flip it for at least double what you paid for it right now. So because once this starts coming through, FOMO is going to hit a lot of people, and we'll see what happens. Now, this is also not getting too much into it, but some people may not just be able to get it right now because of life. But
Right.
that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about this dragon.
What's the store that sells Hot Toys? I forget their main name. The name of the actual. Yeah, Sideshow. Them for Hot Toys, they have a better option. You could do like a bunch of smaller payments over 12 months.
That's also directly through them. They're actually got their own. So
that helped with my Falcon figure. I mean, not Falcon. He's Captain America.
Oh, now Mariana did bring up the Super 7 Tiamat, and yeah, that does look really good as well. And it is another large-scaled dragon, but it's not going to have the amount of articulation points that this dragon has right now.
Soft vinyl?
And it's going to be much more. It's going to be a different plastic.
Yeah, I would definitely want the Mythic Dragon over that one.
Right,
that was like 5 POA.
And the articulated sample they had at Legion's Con that they were showing, I mean, that was rotoscoped for the main torso. And I can't remember what Eric was saying. I think they're going to try to do like a mix of some of that stuff because just the weight. But I mean, you already know those legs are going to be this thick chunk of plastic, and the tail is going to be completely articulated as well as the neck. So again, I was talking to my wife about it, and I was like, yeah, you get 2 and you flip 1 and you pay for both. She's like, you can really do that? You think it's going to happen? I'm like, I'm sure it could. And she's like, 2 wouldn't be bad.
Well, the nice thing is you have a month to figure it out.
Absolutely.
For those of you who are ahead of the game, if you filed your taxes and you have a cute little dependent, you might be able to get your tax return on that. So you got some options to think about. Nice thing is you got a month. Bad news is you got a month. So in other words, we're going to bug you starting after March 7th. We're going to bug everybody. So who bought a dragon this week?
Yep.
And it's not going to be me. It's not just going to be our show. It's probably anybody who's into this kind of stuff.
So, all right. Well, that's that.
So next, like I mentioned, this is the season of conventions. So I know, Mike, don't you have some plans this weekend?
I do. We got ZoloCon coming this weekend. So I will be driving up early Saturday morning to pick up this guy, possibly see that guy as I walk around. But yeah, ZoloCon is like the first big convention here for the East Coast. Because we already had MegaCon down in Florida, which again, Titan, thank you. So yeah, I mean, this is the ZoloCon exclusive. It's a 4 Horsemen created off of the Mike Zolowski or whatever his last name is. His line. It's basically another skeleton guy. If I could talk, similar into the sculpt and stuff from the Skull Man we got last year, but this one has the translucent smoke effects and whatnot. So it's a cool pickup, but it's not the only exclusive we're going to have there.
Well, I think not Scareglow.
No, this is not Scareglow. This is this is like off the base stuff from like the Remco line, which was the Master Universe knockoff from the 80s. He very much looks like Scareglow, but not the same. This is Headhunter. So, but we got some more stuff coming from them. Some of the toy companies that are going to be there, which is what was really cool about it, is we're going to have Savage Crucible, and they're going to have their exclusive, which is the Shield of. I'm going to butcher the name. I'm going to say Dazzlin. It's not correct, but bear with me. And that is going to be the last Lumerian that they're going to be selling for a while. And this one is a white albino paint deco from Nikki Nicole. And what's the guy's name? Adam or something. Basically, between the two of them, they did the paint master for it. And it has new sculpting for the chest and It's going to have a soft goods cape and some new weapons. So alternate heads as well. So this is really cool. And the potion that he has there in that picture will have it's going to have a glow in the dark effect for the liquid. So it's going to be available, like I said, this weekend, and it will be available for sale on their website and for other select retailers after the convention. They just didn't say when it would go up. And I don't know the price, but I'm assuming if it's similar to what we saw at Maryland Toy Expo and such, it'll probably be between 30 and 40, something like that. So, and this is really, this is right after they closed out their pre-order for Eldrick from Melbalorian, whatever.
Elric, just the Elric.
Say Elric. So this is cool. And they also said the first 50 people at their booth on Saturday would get a blind bag. Now, this is something else that's really cool with the Savage Crucible. If you haven't picked up the first wave, they had the collector card inside each box, which was a neat little thing that, for when that first wave came out, there was a lot of people in the community that were trying to catalog the different cards that were available. But with their Veritipus Ray packs that came out like this past winter, they are starting to include blind bags of an extra weapon or weapons inside the box, and they're going to continue that throughout the subsequent waves for this line. So besides the sword that you see there on the picture, there's going to be another weapon inside there, and I heard that's going to be a new sculpt as well. So that's kind of cool. Mm. And the first 50 people that are going to be at their booth on Saturday get an additional blind bag for free. So we'll talk about that. We'll help Titan here as he talks about his wallet shaking, and that's because Valiverse is going to be there for the second time. And they have already released. What's that?
Before we go to Valiverse, when are they going to make a lizard man with a furry tunic and honeycomb eyes?
What?
I don't know. But they're not going to be doing any lizards anytime soon. Their wave 2 should be hitting. I think they said that they should be seeing that hit the United States probably the end of March, beginning of April. So that means for those that are Kickstarters for wave 2, which is the human wave, start seeing those getting shipped out the end of April, beginning of May. So slightly behind, but still it's okay, because they were waiting for some accessories like the soft good for Jaeger, which is the changeling, and the furish type cape for the Frazetta man with chain or whatever.
Okay.
So they were waiting for that.
What is that reference you're talking to about T? The honeycomb eyes.
Yeah, T. What were you referencing with that description? I think we lost him.
Oh, can you hear me? Oh, the thing that was fighting Captain Kirk.
Oh, the Gorn.
Oh, Gorn.
I don't know if they're going to make a Gorn, man. But Valiverse revealed their Zolicon exclusive, which is going to be the newly sculpted Steel Brigade. Now, this one is going to be sharing the Reaper body buck, but it's going to have a bunch of new sculpted and tooled weapons and a new backpack. And the helmet is going to be vac metallized, and it's also redesigned to allow it to hold the quad nods, and you can add those. So that's really, and it's cool. And then you get it's going to be in a retro style card, blister card back, and whether people like it or not, it's probably going to be in a closed box, because 1 out of every 100 is going to have a possibility of getting a gold back metal helmet.
He loves doing that. I think
He does. He loves that shit from
multiples, just so we can roll the dice.
Absolutely. Now, here's what sucks. He's limiting it to 2 of these exclusives on Saturday, which is when I'm going to be up. There's a chance that he could lift the limits on Sunday, but he's also waiting for the second half of the shipment for this to come in, which means that this Steel Brigade is going to be up on the website sometime after ZoloCon. So that's a good thing. So, but you don't have to worry about people selling it for like $80 on eBay and Mercari and all that other shit. Just be patient. Then this is Thursday. Wednesday, he dropped another bomb via email of another drop of product that's going to be shown on his on his channel Saturday at 9:00. This is the Series 5.5 release. It's going to be 5 products, and from what I heard, it's going to be 3 figures and 2 item drops. And the cool part is he's gonna have some of that at ZoloCon this weekend. So I'm gonna get my hands on all that stuff. So it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm curious to see what some of the reuse is gonna be. I would be shocked if we got something like another head pack. Because of course we have alphas for the head pack and then alpha and bravo for the hands. And what other figures we could use now? If he did a redesign of Atlas and have a big body, that would be really cool. Especially if you decked him out in a Steel Brigade heavy grenadier outfit or something like that. I think that'd be really cool. But that's the Valaverse booth. We have Skeletron there with a chance to win a Robo Skull, which is pretty cool. AWOC is going to be there showing more of their prototypes for their Series 2. So Jason, Derek are going to be there, and those are great guys to talk to. Just a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, Four Horsemen is going to be there as well. They will not have the Necronominus line there this weekend. They just posted that on their Instagram today, because everyone who did their pre-orders through the Four Horsemen, they haven't got all that shipment out yet, so they're not gonna screw over their loyal fans that ordered from them, and people are going to have to wait. So, but yeah. Anyway, that's rambling. ZoloCon's going to happen. I'm going to do a live stream starting around 11:00 up there. So we'll get a chance to walk around the booth, talk to some of the folks. It should be a lot of fun. So, but that's my ramble.
Now we get to talk about the big thing. Now we get to talk about the news that is probably that is going to be a shift, I think, in the action figure world. And that is Mattel regaining the DC toy license next year. So, I know she was in the chat earlier. I don't know if Rowdy's still in there right now. Rowdy Riles on her channel she did a great impression of Todd getting the news, and I do recommend checking out her channel for that. It's like a little 3-minute thing. It's very amusing, so I did enjoy it. But yeah, this is going to be crazy. And T, if you can find out if anything about that happens up in New York, that would be awesome to hear about.
Yeah, I'm going to have to find out if Mattel is actually there.
I mean, I gotta say this. Especially like when DC was when they had the when Mattel was doing the DC multiverse stuff, it was not impressing me. I had 2 figures. I had the Red Hood surprise factor, and I had the Harley Quinn. You held one of those versus holding a Marvel Legend, and it felt like you had gone back 10 years in action figure technology.
Yeah. I had Wonder Woman and that Superman you sent me, which was already old technology.
That Superman and that Batman I sent you were basically on He-Man bodies.
Yeah. That was by the Four Horsemen, right?
No, that was not. It was more retro style He-Man body, not the Four Horsemen one. But if you have, I mean, I know you, for example, in your collection, T, you have that Rhea Ripley figure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What they have been doing in the wrestling line is been crazy compared to what Mattel was doing. And so if they could bring that standard from the wrestling line to DC heroes,
I want it to be better because the wrestling figures, they remind me of the Masterverse stuff where they have the articulation technically, but it's still stiff. Like their torsos and necks are very stiff.
but we're
And it's just
we're going to
frustrating.
be getting a proper 6-inch updated DC character skin.
Did they
I'm
confirm that they were
hoping.
going to 6-inch?
I'm trying to be. Oh yeah, they haven't. But I'm trying to be. I would imagine they would, since that's what everybody wanted, and McFarlane just wanted to be different. But I'm trying to be hopeful. But going off of what they make already, I'm not.
So what if this happens?
Guess what? That's money saved for me. That's what it happens.
Yeah, it's gonna be money saved on everything. I'm gonna be Transformers only again, and
Here's the,
Jada Toys,
here's the
and
thing.
G.I. Joe.
Obviously, with the loss of Mortal Kombat, that was a sign that Warner Brothers was pulling out of McFarlane. Period. Then,
I think they put a halt on everything Mortal Kombat.
well, possibly, because with MK1, I guess we're trying to get people interested in MK1 instead of having the nostalgia stuff. But with Todd, I mean, I don't want to say Todd didn't lose it. I think they just chose not to renew it and then immediately signed on with Mattel. Again, I am personally optimistic about it. I mean, we're at least going to get a figure that won't have crap ankle joints. We're going to get figures that will be in better scale. Hopefully, things that don't have to be, as you mentioned, being different stylized, like having a character that's going to have a sculpted cape that can't sit in any other position except for the static one. So, and I liked McFarlane for a while. I loved what he did with the Dark Knights, and then he started, I don't want to say going off the rails, but Todd's gonna Todd, But Mattel's been with what they've been doing with their He-Man stuff, bringing He-Man back. They've been doing very good with their distribution across the lines in Walmarts and Targets and Amazons. And okay, like Mariano's talking about here, he bought the cartoon style Cyborg. Yeah, he was just going everywhere with the line. So if anything, Mattel's just going to bring some consistency to collectors. Think about that, which is in itself is a positive. I think a positive thing.
Yeah, but it's kind of a similar thing of like, he was doing it for so long. He really made some deep cuts. How long do we have to wait for Mattel to, do something, or will they just? Is it going to be what some would fear is like it's going to be like 5 Batmans and whatnot in a wave, and we get the same thing we just got with Todd?
I don't think they did that when they had it before.
Mattel did some deep cuts. They did do some proper deep cuts. So,
Okay.
I mean, yes, I think when they open up, they're going to open up with the Holy Trinity, of course, of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Hopefully, a Green Lantern. Then for villains, a Joker, a Lex Luthor. Come out strong, come out swinging.
Mm-hmm.
But even now, I mean, DC has a strong enough cast that they can still do must-have characters in various waves without having to, I thought it was cool. Yes, it was cool of him doing certain deep cuts. I never thought I would see a Psycho Pirate figure, for example. who knows before they start getting to that stage. But then again, look how long Marvel Legends were going before they started doing deep cuts. So if the
They
line,
might start with the Suicide Kills the Justice League, or whatever the name of that game was.
Yeah.
I just want, if Mattel does it, I want them to just do comic book style characters. I don't need video game inspired. I don't need that kind of stuff. I mean, for a main DC line, do that. And then you got
Well,
DC.
I think in a press release they mentioned that they have the rights to do anything, and they mentioned Harley Quinn specifically. So
Oh,
they
yeah.
might do stuff from her animated series.
Now they might also come out, like I said, with the comic line, and then we got this James Gunn Superman coming out in the summer. Now, who knows
Oh,
if they
yeah.
started working on any of this stuff yet? But Warner Brothers is going to try to promote all that.
Oh yeah.
No, but their figures aren't coming out till next year, so maybe McFarlane probably be doing that.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe they're. I mean,
I'm now wondering now what's Todd gonna do for. I mean, some people were saying that Todd was gonna be buying Diamond Select.
yeah.
So he could still, with that. So if he does that, he could still be in the figure game, and then he'd be buying the license for the 7-inch Marvel character 7-inch Marvel characters.
Yep. And he could always go back, and he's got his own. He's got enough Spawn stuff. He could keep himself and everyone else busy for a while.
He's got, well, yes and no, because the Spawn stuff was only in the collector's aisle, not in the main toy aisle. So
Okay.
the one thing with the
Sure.
DC multiverses, that was probably the biggest exposure McFarlane Toys has ever gotten outside of a specialty collector's industry.
Well, and he got other things. He that Avatar line he did was pretty decent. It wasn't multiverse scale.
He never completed a line though. He would always do two or three characters. He never actually completed anything. He had I was on Tuesday. We talked about how he did some of the Vox Machina characters. He only did like 3 or 4 of those. He's only done 2 Bleach characters, and only one of them's the main character.
I thought he did more now.
I have only seen the 2. Let me put it that way. But he never. I think the closest of his anime stuff I've seen him go deep in was maybe the Demon Slayer stuff, and that's about it. But he's never actually done enough to fill a toy shelf until he had the DC stuff. That was the only one that was filling the aisles. I was seeing him in at Walmart, in Target, the more mainstream locations.
Yeah, the most besides them that he did was those Fortnite figures.
Yeah, which I know you like those.
Yeah, he did a lot of those.
So we will see the future of McFarlane. Who knows? Maybe you might see something at the Toy Fair. So that means you got to go check out He-Man 978's channel. Go follow his socials. Hopefully he'll put some stuff out there, some nice exclusives for us.
I'll have a toy hunt where I'm not actually hunting for toys.
You'll be hunting for toy news and toy creators.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is T-Man 978.
So definitely keep your eyes open. Like I said before, there's some neat stuff going on. Definitely Mike will be live streaming from ZoloCon. Hopefully T-Man will do some kind of streaming from Toy Fair, and I will be at work because I am boring. That being said, gentlemen, do you think we have anything else we need to be mentioning or talking about at this time?
Yeah. Some late breaking things here, but next week we will have a special guest on, because we haven't talked about Kickstarters in a while.
Oh, you're
and
right.
We have one that is going to be starting up here soon. And it's going to deal with space. zombies. We're going to have Adam from Highly Articulated, who's also one of the main, I guess, creators of this Kickstarter for, oh my God, I look horrible. Space Zombies from Mars. So that's a Kickstarter that is showing 6-inch figures that have been designed by Arlen Perlmutter. And if you're not familiar with that name, I guarantee you, if you go to your collection, you have a figure that was sculpted by him, whether it's a G.I. Joe, He-Man, Star Wars, anything like that. But that Kickstarter is going to go on for a month. In case you didn't have enough things to try to buy here in March. It's going to go on from the 1st of March until the 31st of March. And we're going to be talking about the figure line, some of the story behind it, some of the stretch goals that, they're going to have. And it should be a really good time. Adam is also a part of the team for Animal Wars of the Kingdom as well. So he's kind of doing, he's expanding his knowledge base across here and helping Arlen and his brother get this Kickstarter going. So stand by for next week as we go and talk about zombies
From Mars.
From Mars.
So this should be a very good time, guys. And I can never get a right layout for us. That's better. So please hit that notification bell. Please hit that subscribe button. Please leave us a comment. And we appreciate every one of you guys for this. Next week is going to be a great show, some great information. We usually try to do these on reactions, but just because of scheduling and all, that's what we're doing for the main show. We may even have to do a second show just for the toy news from all these conventions. We'll see how that goes. But we'll be primarily Thursday talking specifically about these Kickstarter guys. And if you have caught our previous reactions where we talk with these Kickstarters, we are always able to pull some neat gems that other shows don't talk about. And I think that's probably one of the things that we have the most fun with. But I'm going to, you know what? Titan, you have been on fire tonight. And so you know what? I'm going to let you finish on this one. I'm David. That's Mike. We got T-Man. Check out our channels. And in the words of the Titan, let's celebrate the March to Brokeville month. Good night, everybody.
Later.
Good night. Peace.